Good day, everybody. Everybody's doing fantastic today. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I am. Maybe. I don't know, because this is going to be shot, film into the future. Anyways, appreciate those of you who watch this video, and appreciate those of you who have subscribed. Thank you very much. Hopefully you've been enjoying the reviews as well. So today, we're going to be talking about the mighty Joe. No, it's just Joe versus the Volcano. Let's get this going, right? In this film, Tom Hanks plays a guy stuck in a miserable job. They really hit that music at the beginning, just how bad his life is, how much he hates his job. 16 tons, and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. Hey, that's my best Seal voice right there, right? Sign me up. Anyways, you really hit that atmosphere of this guy. It's miserable. Goes into his office. The lights are dim, kind of like my lights right now. I usually don't use these tripod lights. But anyways, they're dim. He talks about how they literally are sucking the life out of his blood. And he really looks miserable. But my favorite part of the whole first area of the office is that his boss is saying the same line over and over again. It's the same conversation line. I know he can do the job, but can he... I know he could get the job, but can he do the job? I'm not saying that. If you listen to it, it's the same. He just goes around and around saying the same lines. It's perfect. I can't pronounce the actor's name. Hideo or something like that. That's how you pronounce his name? I don't know. But he nails that role of his boss. Fantastic. I know he can get the job, but can he do the job? We all know people who get the job, but once they get on the job, you're like, why? Why did I hire this guy's terrible? He's a terrible worker. How you ever get it? Because they know somebody, just like they're talking about in that movie right there. The one thing the movie does too good, going back to my notes here, is weaving in recurring symbols. The lightning bolt shape pops up 3 or 4 times. It's the sidewalk is a lightning ball shape. Then you have the crack in Joe's apartment's wall, lightning ball shape. Then you get the lightning bolt itself, and it strikes the ship in the middle of the ocean. And then you get the volcano when the lava's coming down a mountain. It's in the lightning bolt shape. Man, I have to stop saying lightning bolt. But yep, it's the shape. So you see that throughout the movie. There's other symbolisms. The one that's really got me scratching my head is the Great Dane. Like, what's these Great Danes supposed to represent? Is this some kind of did the director just like Great Danes or what? I'm not really sure, but they show up at least twice in the movie, right? You got when you go see the doctor, and the doctor says he has the brain cloud, and then he walks out, and you get the old lady with the great big Great Dane. And then after, I think he visits the Horn of Africa store, you got 2 Great Danes, and he gives one a hug. So I don't know what the heck the Great Danes are supposed to represent. If you do, leave a comment below. I'm kind of interested in knowing what the heck's going on with the Great Danes. I love Great Danes. As long as they're not chasing me. No, Scooby-Doo's my favorite Great Dane. Anyways, Tom Hanks, he plays Joe as the mix of depressed, quirky, and hopeful. You can see the beginnings of the charms that would make him a superstar later on. This is like 3 or 4 years before Forrest Gump, and then you got Apollo 13, and then Philadelphia, and those are kind of like the movies that put him in superstardom, especially Forrest Gump, of course. And then Meg Ryan, she gets to show off her range by playing 3 different characters, each representing a different kind of woman Joe encounters. So basically like different stages of his transformation. This movie comes right after When Harry Met Sally, and a little after Inner Space, and before French Kiss. So in many ways, it feels like this is like a step back in her career, because When Harry Met Sally, it's like a fantastic movie, really upped her in the echelon of movie stardom. But I can see why she wanted to play it, because she got to play 3 different characters. And also it's the beginning of the trilogy of movies that her and Tom Hanks are in. You got this one, and then you followed up with Sleepless in Seattle. And then finally, the third one is You've Got Mel, which is a fantastic movie as well. The scene that most people probably remember is when Tom Hanks is is dancing on his trunks in the middle of the ocean. You know, he's going like this and stuff like that. That's probably the scene that everybody will point out to when watching this movie. It's classic, you know, it's very good scene. And I just gotta say, I wish I knew where those trunks were, because those trunks were like lifesavers throughout the whole movie. Fantastic little closets, huge. And if you can survive on them in the middle of an ocean, you have to buy them. Joe vs. Volcano isn't the best movie from either Tom Hanks or Meg Ryan, but it is interesting as it's first of the three pairings. Like I said before, the film has commentary on the working man and the emptiness of corporate life. But it's also just a quirky, oddball romantic comedy worth to watch if you want to see where the Hanks and Ryan chemistry all started. And I wonder how much they've had a good time playing, doing these roles together, because, you know, they did make 2 more movies together. And everybody will talk probably more about Sleepless in Seattle, and you've got Mel, but, you know, this is where it started, and right before Tom Hanks' career really took off. Overall, I enjoyed Joe vs. Volcano. I like it. It's one of my more favored Tom Hanks movies. Got it on DVD. I bought it on digital. I think I even may have had it on VHS. So I've kind of go throughout the whole media platform that Joe vs. Volcano has been on. So yeah, so check it out if you haven't seen it before. You know, if you've seen like all the Tom Hanks great movies, you want to explore his 80s. You know, of course, you got Big in that time period and Turner and Hooch, which are better than Joe vs. Volcano. But, you know, Joe vs. Volcano has a certain heart. My wife is shaking her head no. She doesn't like Turner and Hooch because, you know, the dog gets killed at the end. She doesn't really like animal movies. Anyways, let me know, what do you guys think about Joe versus the Volcano? Do you know what the Great Danes are supposed to mean? What's your theory on that one? Anyways, until next time, adios.